back to Charity Farms. My name is Teresa, but you can call me T. Today we're doing two things. We're actually going to walk through week 5 of garden tour, and we're also going to make chocolate cakes. Why are we doing this? Well, because when we walk through the garden tour, you're going to see a lot of my plants didn't make it, and that had to do with fish emulsion. Apparently, fish emulsion can actually burn your plants if you don't dilute it properly. Also, it can also go bad. Well, my fish emulsion was over a year old, so I will take the blame for all of it, but because of it, I lost a lot of plants. But there are some plus sizes. I got my peppers are still doing strong, so we're good on that, at least my sweet peppers. And I need that for my marinara sauce. If this is the kind of content that you like, please like and subscribe below. Please also let me know what else you would like to see. So let's walk through this video and you'll see everything that's actually happening with the garden. We're going to start in the front yard. So let's get this video started. All right, so this is the rosebush right out of our front door in our little bucket. And I had to actually expand it to kind of make this screen fit. But as you can see, there's a few burnt leaves, but she's doing okay. The rosemary that I've trimmed, she's doing beautiful. They're loving the fact that they have so much air and room to breathe now. And rose bushes, as I said last week, I struggle with rose bushes, but I'm learning. And then we have our two hibiscus flowers. This is our yellow flower. This is our orange flower. And then you see the aloe vera and the miniature pomegranate. All right, so this is the backyard where we actually have one of the tomato vines. As you can see, there's a burnt leaf that I'm actually at the very end of it. This is due to the fish emulsion that I was talking about. That's what's actually causing the plants to die, is I'm burning my leaves. Therefore, they're not getting the right photosynthesis with the sun, and they start to get a lot of bad bacteria. So I'm not even allowing them to be decomposed into the soil. I'm actually pulling them and throwing them away. This is just the reason why I'm actually cutting this off, besides the fact that it's a bad leaf, is because these tomato vines, I want to make sure start producing fruit. And the way you do that is to make sure that they start to focus on, they already have a strong 2-tier system. They don't need to produce more limbs, they need to produce fruit. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to tell my tomato plant, start producing your fruit. So I cut that off. And then as you see, the 2 tiers that I'm actually trying to go with, so I'm cutting the ones that are not a part of that 2-tier. This is my Floridade paste tomatoes. I actually had 4 in that bucket, and I moved the 2 over to the other side. However, those 2 did not make it, I saw earlier, so I'm back to just 2 Floridade paste tomatoes. Right, these are my Jersey Devil tomatoes. They are doing fine, and they're going strong. And the reason why I have so many paste tomatoes is because I use that for my homemade marinara sauce, and I will link that below. Right, this one coming up is my mushroom basket. Now they are known as slicers, but the reason why I planted them is because they're not as juicy, and that's what I really wanted, because it will make good slicer and marinara sauce. And then this one is my Peron sprayless and a Bertino. No, they're Peron sprayless and a Bertino. Nope, those are All per on spray list, I'm sorry. That is my Bertino to the right, and then the other one to the left is the unknown. Those are my loofahs. They are going strong. They look good. I'm thankful that I didn't lose those either. Along with my jumbo pink winter squash. And those are the purple tomatillos. I have a total of 3 of those. And you need at least 2 because they need to actually have 2 in order for pollination to happen. This is our olive tree. Alright, this is my sunflower bed, and I only have 1 okra that made it. These sunflowers did not. And that's the other okra right there, and then those sunflowers did make it. But that's it. And then my corn bed right here. They're still struggling. I'm hoping they'll make it, but worst case scenario, we'll just plant some more corn, but it might have to wait until after July, maybe August, to see what happens. Aloe vera. Grapevine. That's our Rainier cherry. This is my bean bed. I've lost all my beans. None of them made it. They, well, a few of them made it, but all the trellis ones did not make it. They're all gone as of. You see a few of them now, but as of today, they are gone. The ones that did make it right now is my snake bean and 1 edamame. And then of course my radishes. This one was where I had the Siamese bitter melon and the Kiwana Rund, but I told you last week that they didn't make it. That's just showing you that they didn't. My hot pepper bed is struggling, but she's still surviving. There's a few that I'm trying to get back up there, but I'm not struggling nearly as bad with the beans. My sweet peppers are going strong, so that's the plus. My sweet peppers are good to go, which is something else I need for my marinara sauce. Okay. This is my red curry, and that's a winter squash. These are my zucchinis. So I believe that's a Zappolito, and I can't remember what those ones are, but you can tell that right now they're doing fine. They're just needing more fertilizer. I just don't want to over fertilize them at the moment. I lost all my cucumbers. That is my Big Mac's pumpkin. That's a dragon fruit. I do need to actually straighten her out to allow her to grow and secure a little stronger toe post. That is a pink lady apple. Honeycrisp apple. For the Honeycrisp apple, I actually did tie that to the fence to see if I can get the stem to go a little straighter up instead of so curved over. So now that we're back to the ground cherry bed, now remember to the far right, last week I said that they probably won't make it. I did actually cut them off all the way to the bottom. I'm not sure if these guys will make it, but I still see some life in this greenery. That's where I'm going to see if this plant will actually start to like form more leaves, and that's how we'll know if she'll live or not. If not, we'll pull her, we'll plant something else. But I also have more plants for ground cherries that I did replant that are doing fine. As you can see some leaves at the very bottom, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you at the very top, show you that I've actually cut those off, bring you down to the bottom so you can see why I was able to cut them off. I'm looking for the leaves on these stems, making sure that there is life. Same for this one, and you can see that one I didn't really cut all the way because she doesn't have very many leaves at the very bottom, but the one in the center does. The one to the far left doesn't have any, so that's another reason why she stayed. I'm waiting to see if there's more leaves that will come from her. It's a Bertino paste tomato. I'm not sure she's gonna make it. She's been struggling. Alright, this is an Orangelino thyme that I planted when I made this, and as of now, it's not making it. It died. I'll have to start another one. The purple echinacea that I planted, because I indulged in the fish emulsion, did not make it either. But thankfully, the catnip is thriving along with the oregano and the holy basil. So that's good. Okay, I'm not seeing any strawberries from this, so I don't know what's happening. I'll probably see what I can do to buy more. Chamomile is always going strong. That's just the other opposite side of what the sweet peppers look like, showing that she's going strong, along with the cherry tree in the back. The hot peppers, you can really see a little better why I said I'm struggling. I still have some that are going strong, but I am struggling with a few of the hot peppers. That's the marshmallow. And I'm saving that for summer savory, but there's nothing in there now. Those are the two honeyberries. That one, you have the blueberry where you see the stick, and the other one I'm just saving for another plant. The stevia that I did plant with you last week did die, but I love stevia because it's fearless. It keeps going. This is her restarting. Alright, this is the asparagus bed. As you can see, that I did actually lose a lot of these asparagus. I'm wanting to see if any of them come back or not, just due to the fact that they were just laying down. But the cardamom plant, that one, all three of those that I planted, that's how they look. They're all pulled. And it's just the other side of the bean bed to show you just how much I actually had lost. So what I'm doing now is to make up for the bean bed that I've already lost, I'm going to go ahead and try to start some more beans. So I got a paper towel and cut them really small, and then I'm just making the paper towel nice and wet. And then I'm going to add the beans, mark it on my plastic bag what I'm actually doing, put them in there with how many I think I need for that. I just use a straw to hold the water and make it a little wetter, and then I will fold it over or use another paper towel, whichever is easiest, and then put it in the bag. They don't need oxygen right now. All I need them to do is root. For my hydroponics, I do have a few plants that I'm starting with my hydroponics again, and those are my hydroponic sponges. They always come dehydrated, so you want to hydrate them before you use them. I have several that I'm planting, but right now I'm showing you the Kajari melons because my Kajari melons didn't make it. And as you can see in these hydroponic sponges, there are holes right there. They're pre-drilled, and that's what I'm putting the seeds in. Okay, so now as I was saying, because I lost so much of my garden, I'm not sure if anything's gonna make it because we're already in the 109-degree temperature over here in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's just gonna get hotter. We're now in the preheating season. We should be hitting about 120, 130. Very easy within the next 2-3 months. So it's going to be a while before we can actually even see anything. Now, I'm hoping that if I start these, I can actually get them started and they'll be good and they're under the shade cloth. But I'm also being a realist and realizing I might lose them, which is fine. I will start again after August. But let's see if we can get this going. I do know that okra loves heat, so I will be planting a lot of okra because I love okra. I know my husband doesn't, but that's okay. It's a good soup thickener as well. So win-win. So now, because it was a bad morning going through all that, seeing all the loss of those plants, which does happen as a gardener, you have a choice now to decide, am I going to wallow in, sadness and depression knowing that this didn't work, or am I going to find a way to get out of it? And the way I get out of it is I try to focus on something else, because if I try to focus on trying to correct the problem while I'm in this state, it just makes it worse. So one of the things I like to do as a pick-me-up is actually eat like chocolatey things. And I love chocolate cake. We don't have it very often. So I've decided I'm gonna make chocolate cake. So what you do is you get a bowl and you mix it with you get 2 big bowls. You get 1 big bowl and 1 medium bowl. And for the big bowl, you're going to mix in with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to sift it in. 3/4 cup cocoa powder. 2 cups sugar. 2 teaspoons baking powder. 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Then you can about a half teaspoon of salt. Combine all the ingredients, set it aside. In the smaller bowl, mix in 2 eggs, 2 cups of milk, about 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a half cup of unsweetened applesauce. I do not like oil. That's what I use for the replacement. Once I beat the eggs, I mix that into my dry ingredients and combine until everything's well blended. This is a miniature loaf pan that we got, I believe it was at Fry's at the nearest grocery store. And I just use a 1/3 cup to kind of mix everything in there after I spray it. And then once everything's in, I'm just going to pat out the air bubbles and put it in my oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. So now what I'm making is I'm going to make buttercream frosting while that's in the oven. I don't make very much frosting because we don't eat as much as most people do. So what you want to do for the amount that we're having, and I believe that the amount we're having will cover for us about maybe 4, maybe 6 loaves of those miniature loaves that we had. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a 1/4 cup of softened butter along with 2 tablespoons of sifted cocoa powder and then about 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. Now for the powdered or Confederate sugar. For the Confederate sugar, what I actually end up doing is I take the sugar and I put it in a spice blender and I make that powdered sugar with it. So my powdered sugar is a little thicker, so you might need a little bit more powdered sugar for your frosting. And once your frosting's done, put it in the fridge because it is butter. You want to get it hard again. All right, that is the miniature loaf done, and now I'm putting frosting on it. And I'm just cutting it open so you can see the inside of it. It's yummy, gooey, and I'm ready for it. Actually, after having that cake, it made my day a little better after seeing the garden. It actually allowed me to look past what's already happening and figuring out what can I do now, because I can't change what's already happened. All I can do is focus on where to go from here. If this is any of the content that you like, please like and subscribe. Or if there's anything that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments below. Until next week, I hope to see you then. You have a blessed week. Bye.